Hi, it's Robbie Sunshine. I would like to share a perspective on your integration phase through your healing. I'm speaking from perspective, experience, in my own experience, through the self-healing process that we all have this innate ability to go through. It's a self-healing ability through the energetic field, through the emotions, through the mental, through the physical. If you understand yourself to be in this self-discovery or self-healing awakening journey, a journey of you wanting to go back to your own essence, and you're noticing limiting beliefs, limiting thought processes, limiting behaviors that you want to make that change, and you are finding yourself through this healing journey going back into situations in your own personal life in the past childhood where you're finding the source of these limiting beliefs, and you're releasing them and you're making the change. You will understand what I'm trying to bring in terms of integration. After a release of these, whatever you became aware of yourself that you decided that you wanted to make a change, when you go within and you find that place and you release it, there is a healing process that we go through even before you release it. But once you release it, there is a period of integration, right? And this period of integration is very important for us to be able to create in that space that you released, in that space that we created within ourselves from what we released, something else. Usually from that release, you were going to have a lesson, a deeper understanding about yourself, a deeper understanding about unconditional love for yourself. And through that understanding, that's where you're going to replace that space with. This is the integration phase. Integration phase, at whatever stage of awareness you are, could take months, years, weeks, days, minutes, seconds, or nothing at all. We are healing on a quantum field, so time is only determined by ourselves, right? By our resistance, by how long it takes for us to see, accept, acknowledge, release, integrate, and be that new version that you are creating. So I heard something today on YouTube, a interpretation of an energy, which it brought me into a completely different metaphor or aspect of it, which I'll share, but also was combined with another puzzle from a very good friend of mine, Sophia. I'll put her link below. She offers heart connection sessions for healing, and I was talking to her because something just came up in my life, and I started to ask for discernment from myself. I wanted to be more, I'm aware, but I wanted to get more awareness of this. And talking to her, she helped me really open up my perspective, my heart into it, and to be able to see from a much higher perspective. So I'm going to share here a combined understanding that I came through from this event this morning, and it's called the pit stop. Okay, if you think of a Formula One, the car comes in, pit stop, right? You have all these people coming at the car to serve, right? To serve, to attune, to align the car, to reset the car, to improve the car, and the car goes. If you think over the years with Formula One, I remember as a child these pit stop lasting 30 seconds, perhaps even less, maybe 20 something seconds, down to 10 seconds, down to 5 seconds. Now they're down to 2 seconds, right? They can change 4 tires, refill, fuel, realign everything, and tune the engine. It's a press of a button. And this is a classical example of integration, not only by time, as integration would take much longer in the older energies and much quicker in these energies. They're more instant, these integrations. The changes that we want to make are more instant. It's all about us stepping in. But there's also the aspect that we are being served. We are being served, those 4 tires are being changed. Those 4 tires are being given to us. Are we accepting it? Or are we saying, oh, that tire is too big, that tire is too small? No, are we accepting what's given? Because what's given is being guided by your own soul. And as we create resistance to accept these tires, this is where integration takes longer. That pit stop is going to take longer, right? And our guides are here. They're offering all this. They're servicing us with all this, with all the tools that we need, all the resources that we need. They're fine-tuning us. They're aligning us. They're helping us, speeding us, changing our foundation with our tires, if you put it in that way. And we need to get going. We need to keep momentum. We need to keep moving. Doesn't mean that we need to move fast. Even taking one step at a time is movement. But we need to understand that it's time for us to step in. What's happening right now, I've noticed a cycle. Like, I have people that I knew a long time ago returning to me, returning to my life, okay? And it's been in all aspects, and I'm asking, why are they returning? Because so far, which I understood about healing, is that as we release the old versions of ourselves, we also release some relationships around our field of relationships, and they kind of drop off us, right? Because it no longer resonates, it no longer serves any purpose for each other, because everything is reciprocity. It's not just about, doesn't serve me a purpose, therefore it drops off. It's not that, but it's a reciprocity. Everyone that we meet, there is a purpose for that person to be there, because there is a mirror reflection to work through. There's a reciprocity of lessons to learn. There's a give and take from both sides to learn. And there's a lesson. There's a love connection, an unconditional love connection, a soul contract. But when people that you lost contact with comes back, I was questioning, because that haven't happened yet with me. And I am questioning because it felt like a completed cycle. Therefore, no wonder we are no longer in each other's space, life, But somehow the contract is still there, because otherwise, why are they coming back, or why am I coming back into their space as well? And what came to me is this pit stop, right? This integration. Sometimes we integrate so much and we step in so many different versions of ourselves, and we step in the current version all the time. We're constantly stepping on that current now, right? That now version of me, I'm stepping in. And then I look back and I come back, I'm stepping in that now version of me. When you are in that footsteps, you are going through the path that your soul has written for you. You're being guided, you're following, you're going with the flow, you're understanding, you're listening to your guidance, you're going back in your heart and you're having those moments of discernment and you're stepping in. Let me see if I can explain how he feels this. And if you close the cycle, that means you got everything that you could have got from that person and vice versa. It's always reciprocal. Up to that point of that version of yourself. Okay. Then you move into different versions of yourself. And then you meet again with these people, which are also different versions of themselves. And perhaps this experience that we had in between that period, that person and yourself, was experiences that needed to be taken through or be lived through and be seen through and learned through, so that we can meet again and then progress on our, reciprocal soul contract, mirror reflection, learning, right? Because we are each other's teacher. We're not just the teacher, we are each other's teachers. It's reciprocal. So what I'm passing on, if I can pass on anything for people to understand, I'm also gaining back from those people, and it's always reciprocal. I always see the reciprocity. So then I'm questioning, why are they coming back? And this is what came through in this just meditation, is that there's too lot of people have gone through experiences that we needed to go separate, and then now we're coming back together to be able to continue this process, this progress, this learning. And it could be anything. Could be friends, could be clients, could be family members, could be relationships, could be anything, right? It doesn't have to be just a love relationship. I'm talking about, it could be a professional relationship, could be a even friendship relationship, somebody that just connects out of the blue, out of so many years, and you think, why is that happening? Yeah. And it's not even been on your radar for ages, you not even thought about it, and all of a sudden you find each other and you connected. So be aware, be accepting that their experiences and your experiences are a match now, and perhaps there is more growth, perhaps there is more sharing of experiences, more sharing of lessons, of perspectives, of profound awareness, that it's really coming for you to, and for them, but for you to continue your growth. If you are actively stepping into your growth, those moments are going to come to continue with the growth, to give you momentum. If we are sitting in resistance, perhaps that's when everything stops, we're stagnant, we have, we're trying to work through blockages, and being able to work through the blockages and being that period of stagnation, still it's a learning lesson, it's still divinely guided. But when you are back on the momentum and old situations are coming up, I can see quite a few positives from it, right? It can show you exactly the new version that you are, because when you go back into an old situation, you realize how much you have changed. It can be a way of coming back for a validation, to validate you. Perhaps you've been doubting, have I changed? Have I improved? Have I integrated this really? And then the situation comes back around to show you, yes, you have, because you've just gone through the situation in a completely different way, and you realize, I haven't done exactly what I did in the past. I did it very different, and the outcome was different. So that's perhaps a validation. And I've gone through many of these situations. Whether I missed out, whether there was a progression from there, I don't know. But at that time, felt like a validation. But now the situations are coming in a different way. They're coming for a new starting point, a new progression, a new movement. And I'm finding it interesting because it's the first time it feels that way, going back to old situations, going back to people of the past. Yeah. And when I say this, there's no negative or connotation or anything like that. It's just that it hasn't happened for a long time, and therefore it's happening again, and you think, why is it happening again? So I just wanted to bring this perspective of the pit stop, because this is where integration gives you strong messages of your learned lessons, of your soul path, of your soul journey, of your soul purpose. And through the integration is where the next time around you start really living and stepping through that which you integrated. More movement comes to you, whether it's new opportunities, whether it comes through the old past or completely new. And if it does come through the old past, to not be disheartened, to not be disappointed or frustrated, because we don't know how many lessons can come from this, right? And I'm excited to see what it's going to bring in terms of this new starting point for these situations that are no longer old now. They're just a new version of itself. And I'm stepping into as a new version of myself, and the other side is stepping in as a new version of themselves. So it'll be completely different, very dynamic. So I'm looking forward to it. So yes, thank you so much. And I just wanted to share this. I think I love listening to other people sharing it. It really resonates and really helps. And what doesn't, it doesn't, and that's okay. And I enjoy sharing, and I would love to hear about you in the comments, what kind of things are coming up for you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to learning from you. Thank you very much. We are Love and Light.